Hello everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Matchbox Marks Diecast Restorations. So this video, I'm doing a tribute to my mom. My mom passed away November 2nd, 2011 at 7:20 p.m. She actually passed away in our home up in New Hampshire, and she had Lewy body dementia for probably about a couple years, and then the last 6 months it really consumed her. It's a horrible disease, and we had hospice, and they were such a blessing to us. And so me and my stepdad and my wife ended up taking care of her until she passed. So I would be remiss if I didn't do a dedication for her on her birthday. Today, she would have been 79 years old. She was born March 31st, 1941, and left this earth November 2nd, 2011. So, my mom was just such a great mom. She always provided just love and just a great childhood for me. I was born in 67, so I was a product of the 70s. And my mom always would buy me Matchbox cars. I remember when I was a kid, I grew up in Connecticut, and in a town called Gales Ferry. There was a store called Validity, and she'd always take me there, and I'd run down the stairs, and I'd go to the turntable that was kind of down in the basement where the toys were, and then I would always check out all the Matchbox cars, the latest, greatest models. This was when they were sold in boxes. So she would always buy them for me. And during her bartending days, she'd always go to the store and bring me home a Matchbox car surprise. So, and we used to call her Snap because when she chewed her gum, she used to snap the gum, making a snappy noise. So we'd call her Snappy for as long as we could remember. So Snap, this video is for you, and I hope I do it justice. And I was trying to figure out, well, what kind of model can I do? And I was thinking back to my childhood of all the cars we had growing up. And my mom had a Volkswagen Squareback, dark blue. And so this here is not a Squareback, but I couldn't find one in any brand. I searched high and low, so this was the closest thing I could find. And I actually restored one the other day, or I customized it. Let me get it here. This is a green light. And this was an awful yellow. So I actually spray painted it metallic red. Just such a cool color from Tamiya. And I thought to myself, this is the car that she had when I was a kid. But then I thought to myself, well, it's not a Matchbox. And I just didn't feel right doing it. So I didn't do a video for this, but I think it came out pretty good. So I decided this would be the model that I'm going to restore for her. I'm not going to customize it. I'm just going to do a restoration. Some of the cars she had growing up were, she had a Dodge Dart when I was a kid. She had a couple Corollas and Camrys, and so I couldn't find those. So this is the closest thing I could find. So anyway, hope you enjoy this video as I go down memory lane and pay homage to my mom. I miss her dearly. And so Snap, this is for you. Stay tuned. All right, so I drilled out the two posts. Just had two posts hanging it out. So as I'm taking this apart, of course, things are going to come to me as I do this tribute to my mom. So after a certain point, you kind of outgrow Matchbox cars. They become uncool and everything. So eventually I just put them in the cases and the boxes, and they just went in storage at the attic. So my mom and my stepdad never got rid of them. Also, I want to mention my stepdad too, Dave. He's been in my life since I've been eighth grade, so a long time. And he's been a really, really good stepdad to me. So anyway, so my mom and Dave would just save these, just and all the moves that they used to make, never getting rid of them, and it's just such a blessing because I found this hobby about 8 months ago. I was just YouTube surfing and came upon Marty's video and thought to myself, huh. So eventually I joined the Air Force, and while I was in the Air Force, my stepdad mailed all my cars back to me, and they were in my closet for years. So after a while, after watching Marty's video about, gosh, I've been doing this about 9 months now, 10 months, I think. I thought to myself, I'll just start restoring my old cars. So I can't thank my mom and Dave enough for keeping these and not selling them or getting rid of them. So this one here, I don't think I had when I was a kid, but anyway, nonetheless, never got into Hot Wheels. Growing up, it was more Matchbox. So anyway, so here we go. Let's take this apart and see what we've got. So 2-post. Okay, here we go. And this is actually a really good unit. I'm going to probably take off the tires and axles very carefully and shine them up and chrome out those rims. Those rims could use a little sprucing. And buff and polish the base. Okay, and of course we have the suspension here. And let me see if I can just pry it out without breaking it. Definitely have to heat this up in hot water to bend it back so it can regain its suspensionness, if that's a word. And it does have doors on it that open, which I'm not a big fan of when I restore these because they're hard to do. So anyway, let's take this out and see what we've got. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. And all right, so it looks like we have some foreign debris right there. It looks like a mud or something, but that should clean up pretty good. There we go. Got a good shot of it. Okay. And then it looks like the windshield is held on by the old rivet, so I'll drill that out and take out the doors and tap the 2 posts for my M2 screws and get this on the stripper. All right, stay tuned. All right, so here are the pieces of the Volkswagen. Actually, you know what? I never even said what kind it was. All right, so this is the number 67 Volkswagen 1600 TL, made in England by Lesney. Matchbox series. So there you have it. So anyway, so let's begin with the casting. Yes, I have done it again. Drilled a hole right through the roof, but I'll patch it up. It'll be like brand new. Second time I've ever done it. So of all models, this was not the one that I wanted to do it with. So anyway, it's going to be a challenge. So here you go. I've decided to actually paint this in that metallic red that I showed originally with that casting I was going to do for the tribute to my mom. And there's the suspension. Here's the tires. Now, 2 of the tires came off when I was pulling out the hubs. I'm glad they didn't break. And the other 2 I soaked in hot water, and I took my little scribe tool and I kind of slowly broke the bead. And luckily with these, you can switch sides if one side is not the best. So obviously I'll be doing that. Axles, they were quite a chore getting off. I didn't have a lot of room to deburr the ends. Here's the doors, the windscreen, and I went ahead and saved all the mud so we can see what we're actually dealing with from original condition. And steering wheel was full of mud too. I actually did find the remains of some kind of a creature in here. I think it was like an old spider web or something. So that should clean up really good. And then here's the chassis. The famous front end with the Volkswagens. And let me see here. PMC 425 5 looks like. All right. So this is a longer than average video. But I just really wanted to take my time and just do good for my mom. So, all right, stay tuned. Take that to the paint stripper and the rest of this hot soapy bath, and stay tuned. All right, got the VW and the citrus strip. See, this stuff is amazing. This is all I use. And it goes a long way too. Before I used to just fill up a Tupperware and just dunk them, but now I just do them one at a time, and I find it's lasting a lot longer. And then here's the other parts. All soaking and getting cleaned up. So let these do their thing and see what we got when we're done. Stay tuned. All right, let's take a look how our VW's been doing in the paint stripper. Well, it looks like it's ready to be washed and cleaned up. So, stay tuned. All right, here's the Volkswagen for snap. Let me see how my front came out with my Bondo work. My filler. Not bad. Hopefully the paint will cover it up. So, all right, stay tuned. All right, so I've got all the individual pieces done to the Volkswagen for the tribute to my mom. So, I think the paint came out really cool. It's that metallic red I've done a few models with. And here's the chassis. I went ahead and chromed out the rims, took it all apart. Dunked the tires in that Nuln oil. All right, so let me put it together and stay tuned for the final reveal. All right, it is time for the final reveal for the Volkswagen for the tribute to my mom. So this one originally was painted in that red that really wasn't too good. So I decided to kick it up a notch with this metallic red. And once again, took it all apart and just detailed every individual piece, chromed out the rims, and did the tires in Nuln oil like I said before. And so there you go. Just want to wish my mom a happy birthday today, and this is for her. And just thank you for being a great mom. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, and I got a lot more coming down the pipeline. So stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.